Any problem can be solved using civil discussion.
One thing that the world needs, and one thing that this community and this country needs, is to figure out a better way of democratic debate and to rediscover the lost art of democratic argument.
What is, and just yell it out, one of the largest problems facing Americans today? What do you worry about? Healthcare, debt, unemployment, human rights, distribution of wealth. There we go. We could be here all day. The Velveeta cheese shortage. These are all
That's an important one.
serious issues. They're all big problems and, definitely worth considering. But we believe that there's one problem looming larger than all of the ones we just listed, and that is that we have forgotten how to civilly discuss things that we disagree about. And that problem actually prevents us from solving all the problems that we just listed.
Some years ago, a conservative, wonderful Christian daughter went away to college. We sent her to live with the Jesuits in Philadelphia. And she came back some years later from California, where she was working in a wheatgrass factory, making people healthy, had run out of money and came back home. And so we'd get together in the mornings, and I would try to win her back to the conservative right. We do this in debates in the morning at breakfast.
So I'm 26, and I'm hiding in my parents' house pretending that I'm just visiting. And we would take the USA Today and pick a headline and just debate it. And, some days were pretty heated, and some days were funnier, and some days we were there for 2 meals, we were there that long. And other tables would join in, and it got to the point where we would meet every morning at 8. I would wake up and start doing research at 6 to have ammunition to throw at my dad at 8.
She couldn't beat me. I'm that smart.
Anyway.
But we got a following. People were interested in joining. We had tables of people that would look forward to chiming in, giving their 2 cents. And we thought, well, this would be kind of cool to do on a bigger scale.
So we formed a group called Forbedre, which is Danish, means to improve. And it was a public debate group. We would pick a topic. We would meet once a month in a local restaurant. We would invite speakers to come and speak on each side. And our first one was on birth control. And
a lot of Catholics came to that one. It was really hot.
So we started learning a lot of lessons with these. We really bombed some of them. We knocked a few out of the park. They were a lot of fun, but we started getting more interested in what exactly is civil discussion, public debate, and it became very clear that this was a very important skill, and that not everybody knows how to do it.
It's not going up to BW3, noshing on a wing and talking about the Buckeyes. It's a little more to it than that.
So we took some seminars and classes at Ashland and College of Wooster and watched a lot of TEDTalks. And what we were finding was that there's a huge misconception of what civil discussion and public debate actually are. And here's what they are not. It is not a chance for people to win, to debate to the point of the other side submitting. It's really important that when you're having a civil discussion, it is an exchange of arguments and ideas. It is loaded with emotions and feelings. It's important that those are in the discussion. And it's also equally important that people who are participating are willing to hear what's being said and are okay with not having a staunch position. So these debates kind of gather a following, and at this point we have to decide, is this just a really time-consuming hobby, or is this something that we can actually make into a career, because I'm just bartending at this point.
She was still visiting from home,
Still
not
visiting.
making any money. So we had to figure out a way to get her employed. She was passionate about speaking and debate. I was passionate about making sure she made some money. So we thought, how can we develop a sustainable company that we wanted, our goal was it had to be something that solved problems in the world, make the world a better place. And if we could do that and make money, maybe we could be a model for other companies to do the same thing. Curing poverty, curing
Socially minded.
problems. For the future, can we set up a series of these organizations that are profitable and can solve problems?
So we did the most logical thing. We bought a restaurant. Does anybody know what the success rate of a restaurant is in the first 5 years?
It's very low.
Not only that, we bought a restaurant and tried to run a business out of it. So we're running 2 businesses. And that's us in the planning stage. This is the fun part. We're
Yeah, one of us was having fun. The other one was thinking.
we're flying around the country. We are going from state to state. We're in the menu research phase. This is a lot of fun because and why were we doing menu research?
Because the food had to be good.
Why does the food have to be good?
The food has to be good because if the food is bad, people talk about the bad food and not about the things that we really wanted to discuss. So good food was...
So we've got good pork, we've got the best burger in town, we've got gluten-free bread and a really nice veggie burger. I know where we're at. And we passed our health inspection and it's opening day.
We were so tired. We could barely. We just said, "Yeah, let's scrap this thing right away."
So the first 6 months we're open, we struggle with a problem we didn't even think we'd have, and that is an identity crisis. We are a new restaurant in town, and I'm doing everything I can to fight that idea. We are a public house. A public house. We're trying to tell people about the history of public houses, that it's a centrally located to the city place. It's a place for discussion and ideas and planning, and also they serve food and burgers. But we're sitting at these tables talking to people. We're literally closing laptops and making them talk to us, and they're like, "Listen, man, go away. I just want to eat my burger." So we started the public debates. The format is, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, we do the national anthem, and that is to create a feeling of unity in the room. We have one rule, and that is whatever you say must be with the intention is everything, of moving the argument forward. We do real-time research during the debates, and to the disappointment of many, there's no winner at the end. It is an exchange of ideas, and it's just... I would say
it's an ongoing process. It never ends. Everyone's always trying to learn. The important thing is that they learn about the person that they're opposite of. Where are you coming from? Why do you believe what you believe? Know the other person. Get a better understanding of why they think the way they do.
We're not there to change opinions. You're there to make sure that yours stands up. So this idea gains popularity, and we're packing the house. We've got the
Science
debates rolling.
cafes.
Death cafes. We've got
the Wooster High School, God love them, the speech and debate club.
Winning
best
a speech
in
and
the country.
debate in the
They're
country.
great.
We have 12-year-old authors coming to present. We have...
the mayor came to win the Let's Raise the Income Tax Award. That was a good one. He won, by the way. He got it. Although the streets didn't get cleaned much this week, so I'll have to talk to him about that.
So the idea is gaining momentum, and we're at a place where we can kind of breathe and look at the next step. And we very much believe that the next step, the way to move forward with our idea, is in order for us not to be the lone nuts, we need a very brave set of followers to help us go from discussing these ideas to generating actual momentum and creating social change. So what's next for the First Amendment Public House is we have opportunities in Austin, Baltimore, Maryland, the DC area to take this idea and reproduce it in other areas. That is kind of the future of civil debate, we hope. And hopefully a business for our family.
Yeah, so far we've stuck together. There they are. My wife, my beautiful wife of 35 years is here. People talk about no compromise right now, but you can't be married 35 years unless you compromise. So we believe wholly in that.
In conclusion, the reason that we exist, the reason that we're here today, and we're checking an item off of our bucket list today. TED is a really, really important part of our experience. But earlier this week, a man who is very important to both of us, one of the greatest men I know, my grandfather, his father-in-law,
Liberal Democrat.
Yeah, suffered a stroke. And when he came home, we went to go see him. And when we walked in the door, the first thing we see hanging in the living room on the cabinet is a new, shiny black suit. Yeah. And it hits you in the gut when you realize that this man has picked out the last suit that he's going to put on. And we're all going to have to pick out that suit. That's going to happen for every single one of us. Hopefully, we get to actively participate in that process. And everyone has a list of things they want to do before they have to pick out that suit. So before we go and before we have to pick out our suit, we want the world to know that we know the answer to all the problems, and that is use civil discussion. Figure out how to civilly talk about the things we disagree on, and use that conversation to make change for the positive.
Oh, and by the way, we make a damn good hamburger. Thank you.